Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Laura, and today I will be doing a quick review on the Maze Runner series, and that contains the title book, Maze Runner, and then the second one, The Scorch Trials, and then the third book is The Death Cure. There are two additional books that the author, James Dashner, did write as you can say a precursor to this series. And the two books that are not a part of the initial series is The Kill Order and The Fever Code. I want to say really the main series is the three that I just mentioned. And so The Kill Order, which is book 4, which is the origin of the Maze Runner, and then The Fever Code is the story about how the maze was built. And so these two books I will be reading in 2024, and so keep a lookout on my review on these. But back to the initial three of the series. The Maze Runner, I'm sure a lot of y'all, if y'all are anywhere a book reader that I am, y'all I'm sure know what the series is about, and so I won't bore y'all with too much, but the series is pretty much about a guy named Thomas who's about 17 years old, is put into a arena. It's, you can say, almost similar to the Hunger Games, but not as intense in like the fighting aspect of it. But they're in what's called the Glade that is surrounded by the maze. They have to live in this area as an experiment that a company called Wicked put them there for. But all their memories are wiped except for their knowledge of their name. And they are being experimented on how their brain works in this environment. Because unbeknownst to the characters at the beginning, the world outside is plagued by a mind disease. And so that's the whole reason why they are in there, so that the company called Wicked can watch how they interact and learn and stuff. The second book, The Scorch Trials, is what happens when the group gets outside of the glade and the maze. So they become aware of the organization and they think they are saved, but they really aren't. And they realize, oh, we are still being guinea pigs, in essence. And so they're trying to figure out a way to get away from Wicked and all that. And then the third book is just the continuation of that. And so my thoughts on this book series is, book 1, I rated it a 4 out of 5. I thought there was good character development. There were moments where it did seem a bit slower paced, of like, okay, let's get on with it. Let's move on. Then it's like, okay, now finally we are on the right track again. I liked the first one. And then the second book, The Scorch Trials, I did rate it a 3-star out of 5. To me, the second one was mediocre. There were definitely things that I think could have been left out and just not needed for the story development. I don't think was needed, so I wish that Dashner had left all that out. But it was still a decent book. There were definitely some things that I was like, okay, I didn't necessarily need to know that. Or there were things where I was like, I kind of want to know more about this or that. But yeah, that was book 2. Book 3, The Death Cure, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Again, kind of like book 2, I think there were some things that could have been written differently or happened sooner or not even at all. Or I wish there were some things that could have been better explained. And so I'm trying not to give too much away, which I know I'm being very vague with all this, but the third one definitely helped bring closure to some aspects of what was brought up in books 1 and 2. And I think once I read the other 2 books, a lot of the things that I was kind of left confused about will probably come into focus and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense why this or that happened once I read the other 2 books. But yeah, so overall, this series, I want to say maybe a 3.5 out of 5. I would recommend this series to anyone who enjoys YA, like end of the world type books, because that is what this is a YA end of the world series. And so, and there is definitely some conspiracy aspects to this series that I think people would definitely enjoy. I know I enjoyed that aspect of it. And so this is a series that I am kind of on the fence about rereading, but I may eventually come back to it, but we shall see. But that is my quick synopsis, my quick review on the Maze Runner series, the main 3 books. And so if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've read this series and you had different thoughts about it than I did, please leave those in the comments down below. And if you want to see any other book reviews that I will upload in the future, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That will notify you of any new uploads that I do in the future. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys. Bye.